Well, hello, drinking people. It's Unclejona here again, doing some beer reviews so you can make up your mind as to what is good and what is not. And the beer I had last night was, let's face it, not. There was something really wrong with that beer. And when I did a bit of a look up on Untapped, and Beer 52's own kind of review-ish thing, a lot of people were saying, nah, this beer is off. There's something wrong with it. So sorry guys, but that was a proper wrong un. Shame really, because I wanted to like it. But hey, I've deliberately gone for a really good beer this time. And apparently Beer 52 have said in their own kind of article that this is the best beer in the Beers of the World box. There could be a reason for that. So I'm doing a Beers of the World beer, as I kind of said. Oh, and I wanted to show you this because it literally is a map of the world with all the different beers on it. And we are going up here, Sweden, very, very north kind of Sweden. In fact, over near Russia. Um, Dangerous to be up there. And of course, it's Omnipolo. It's called Dun Roman. And it's really interesting. The article here is by Robin Gilmore. Fantastic lady. And this is a 6-page. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's a 6-page article about Omnipolo. And they are a fantastic brewery. There we go, 6 pages. And basically, they've been contract brewing for a long, long time, although they're from Sweden. And I would be very surprised, considering how up north they are within Sweden. Do they have anything growing anywhere near them? I think they're importing a lot of stuff, and that's one of the reasons why. To begin with, they were doing a huge amount of contract brewing with loads of people, mainly in Europe, but they've done stuff in America, I believe, over here in the UK. Obviously, geographically, we're in Europe, but not European Union wise. But yeah, crazy. Really, really good beers. So I've got lots of high hopes for this beer. It is this one. But not all is as it seems, because this is a session version of their Noah Pecan Mud Pie Stout. So they call it export version, but if you look at it, it's only 6% ABV. And this beer is usually 11%. And apparently they've done this especially for Beer 52. They've watered down one of their best beers purely for Beer 52. Not sure how I feel about that, but never mind. But never mind, it's 6%, so it's not too bad. We've got barley, we've got oats in there, we've got milk sugar, otherwise known as lactose. We've got pecan extract, hops, yeast, and all the rest. Um, there we go. And I even like the thing on the front. It's pretty cool. And I'm not sure if these sort of moon things are kind of supposed to be in the Ukraine flag colours. Not sure if that's supposed to be like that, but it says peace. The hippie guy, peace to the world, get peaced, and all that kind of jazz. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's a shame because the Noah, I think they have done a couple of different versions of this beer, but they've really watered it down. I guess um, for more commercial reasons. I don't know why, to be honest. They've done a beer with. Maybe it's because Beer 52 didn't want to give out an 11% beer. If I worked there, I would. But that's because I'm a nice guy. Beer 52 do very strange things sometimes, especially when you're dealing with what could arguably say are one of the best breweries in Europe, and then you tell them to change their beer. Hey, what do I know? Anyway, I am really hoping that I enjoy this bad boy. I'm going to go for quite an aggressive pour, just to try and get a bit of head on there, because there wasn't any to start with. There we go. Good fingers head, and this looks like it's going to be a really strong bad boy, but we shall see. There we go, something like that, and then a grin from your loving Unclejona. Look at that head, my God, that looks. When you see a head like that, it looks like it's going to be a gnarly imperial stout or something crazy. Look at that, really, really dark kind of toffee looking head there. And the beer itself is jet black. It's got absolutely ridiculous amount of stuff in there. It has got the milk sugars in there too. And I'm having a quick look to see what notes we've got. Yeah, there's interesting stuff because it's got golden promise in there. And then it's got all the dark stuff. It's got oat flakes, pale chocolate malt, which is a bit weird. But lovely kind of sweet chocolate, vanilla kind of things going on. Oh, this is going to be nice. It's going to taste like a pie, I know. Creaminess, all sorts of goodness here. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic beer. I can tell I'm going to like this one. If I don't like this one, I will be very, very surprised. Guys, before I start drinking this, you can do me a favour. You can do your favourite beer reviewing channel a favour, or if you're new to the channel, you can do me a favour. Please click like to this video. Of course, if you do so, think about subscribing to the channel, and why not leave a comment below? Believe it or not, comments actually, improve the YouTube algorithm for things. So yeah, if you want to do me a favor, leave a comment down below and click like as well. That would be really helpful. Oh, darkness, there's coffee, there's like, it's going to be cool. Cheers and beers, and we'll forget about yesterday. Oh, first is the creaminess, then it goes, into a kind of like a vanilla kind of thing. The bitterness is there, chocolate roastiness is there, but it's all reasonably mellow. It's got a lovely sweetness. Wow, we do have a very nice line there, and you can't see. I was saying wow because look at the back of the glass. Can you see there's like a sort of film being left on the side of the glass? Absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm assuming if you had the full on 11% absolute bad boy, you drink this very slowly, having a slightly lighter version, not the end of the world, but the flavors in here are really, really good. I'm still kind of tasting them now. Little bit of coffee too. The bitterness is coming a bit more now. Pardon me, by the way. It happens when you drink beer, I'm afraid. Yeah, it is like a mud pie, a pecan mud pie. There is a bit of kind of nuttiness to it. And it's really weird they're putting golden promise in. They have got pale ale malt as well, apparently. I'm looking down at the what's on the beer 52. It says they've got some Munich malt in there too. So they got golden promise and some pale ale malt. Wow. So it's just giving it that little difference the golden promise is. Little difference, like when you have a beer, especially bitters, old school bitters, you can tell if they're made from something like Marisotta, that's the famous one over here in the UK, or something different, just a bog standard 2-row pale ale malt. extra pale ale, whatever it is. Things like Golden Promise, Optic is another one. Um, yeah, base malts that are slightly different, slightly gnarly. You could even talk about wheat malt. A lot of beers have really high wheat malt as their base. 60-70% wheat malt, which is crazy. But not often do you see a combination of one versus the other. Golden Promise versus Pale Ale. Really interesting to see the ratio. But they've definitely put that in there to give it some extra mouthfeel as far as the malts go. Oh, the hops. Apparently, there's just Magnum in here. That's it. Nothing else. But it's not about not about the hops. This is more about the malts, more about the pecan, more about the sweetness. Lovely, lovely stuff. Oh, okay. A little bit more bitterness up front, darkness, and chocolate. The lactose is fighting kind of there's hardly any astringency in here. And I think maybe especially if you're using really dark malts, um, putting a tiny bit of lactose in to make a milk stout, you totally got rid of the astringency, or you're balancing the astringency against the sweetness of the lactose. It's really clever. Not everyone likes sweet malts and should I say milk stouts and things. Um, but for this, which is obviously supposed to resemble a pie, um, really well done. Look at that. Jesus, look at that. That is absolutely fat. Looks like writing down there underneath that unbelievably fat line. And there's some sort of Loch Ness monster type things coming out. Can you see up here? We're on head watch or foam watch. Wow, look at all that stuff. All that there's a sort of smiley thing going on in there. That looks really cool. It looks a little bit like gold leaf, if you know what I mean, where you get those ridges on gold leaf. It's waxing lyrical. And this is the first beer of the day, and absolutely gorgeous. Hmm, interesting. Whoa. So the bottom of the glass, the last bit of the can. Wow, real dark bitter chocolate, a lot more bitterness. The sweetness was there, a bit more nuttiness. I'm glad the whole beer didn't taste like that last sip, because that was concentrating everything. Um, but we're still getting that kind of nutty, biscuity thing. I wonder if that's coming from the Golden Promise. They could have just put biscuit malt in here, but it's like that kind of, um, pardon me, if you make a cheesecake and for your base, you get digestive biscuits and crush them up and then make that your base and the sides of your cheesecake. Biting into that kind of biscuit thing. It's like it's not quite right. It's not that gnarly. It's more of a sweet biscuit, more of a kind of and the oatiness as well. Maybe the oats in there as well. Give it that kind of base. So a pie is a pie in the dessert pie in this case. Is it like a cheesecake kind of with a lid on it maybe? And that's going to be made of some crust as well. Hey, who knows? But that, my God, if you can get hold of this, or if you can get hold of the 11% beer, why not? There we go. Peace to the world via Omnipolo. That is, that's a fantastic beer. Um, I think I might just knock it down maybe 0.5% purely because they've weakened it from 11 to 6%. And that last sip just concentrated everything a bit too much. You know what? That would be a fantastic beer to have on cask, or draft, to be honest. I would love to try that in a pub. If any of you know where uh, regular Omnipolo beers are in a bar or a tap room or something, um, even if it's in London, let me know and I'll go and visit and I'll update you on what those kind of things are. But that really, really good beer. This has been Uncle John, waxing lyrical about Omnipolo, probably sucking their dicks a bit too much, but they are a fantastic brewery. If you see Omnipolo anywhere on out and about, definitely buy one. It's safe to say that it will be a fantastic beer. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. This has been Uncle John, and I will be back for another beer review real soon.